Hey, it's Zane Truscott here at Fortune Education, and in this video we're going to talk about what it takes to stay motivated. Have you ever joined a gym, gone 1 month into it and quit, never gone back? Have you ever tried to give up a certain type of food or a certain type of drink or alcohol perhaps, and found that within a very short space of time you kind of fell back into your own ways? You know, the really interesting thing about motivation is that there are only really two types. There's push and there's pull. Push motivation is really about willpower. It rarely lasts. It's difficult. It usually is associated with a lot of pain, and the reason it doesn't last is because we really have to force ourselves to get that momentum, and it's very, very difficult for most people. The only thing that truly lasts is pull motivation. Now, what is pull motivation? Pull motivation is when you can see on the horizon a particular vision, a particular why, somewhere where you want to get to, that just gives you the juice to really get you there. Your why has to be clear. If it is to give up smoking, for example, there are plenty of people who even to this day they still smoke because they just can't quit. But perhaps their why is not big enough. A why is what gives you leverage. A why is what gives you the juice and the reason, the impetus to really make that positive change, to draw the line in the sand and to decide no more. You know, as human beings, we have a very versatile threshold. We can really tolerate a lot, but all of us do have a point that we can get to where we can really tolerate no more pain, and it's at that point where we typically make the most dramatic change. So if you have a bad habit that you want to shake, or you have a new direction that you want to take, and you haven't quite got there yet, it's usually because your why isn't big enough. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just to take 30 seconds here right now and just to write down the number one thing that's really important to you right now. Just do that now. So now that you've written down the one thing that's important to you, the next thing is to get really clear on why that is important to you. If we go back to the smoking example, if you were to be a lifelong smoker and you've tried to give up and failed, it's going to get to a point where you're going to need greater leverage in order to really make that change. It could be that you're not going to get to see your grandkids grow up. You're going to get to a certain stage in your life, which I would refer to as the rocking chair moment, where you're sitting there and you're going to have regret. The thing is that discipline weighs ounces when regret actually weighs tons. So it's really important to do the things that you need to do today in order to feel the pleasure that you need to feel tomorrow. So there's three things I want to leave you with here today on this whole topic of motivation. The first is to get really clear on what it is that you want and why you want it. Because if you have that why, that is really the only thing that's going to keep you compelled to keep moving in that positive direction. The second point is to start to visualize yourself in that thing, with that result, achieving that goal. See yourself as actually being in that moment. And the more you start to think of that, the more it becomes very much a part of your psyche, and you really can do nothing else but just really move towards that direction. And the third and final way to stay motivated and to stay on track is to chunk it down, to keep things simple, to keep them attainable, to create bite-sized pieces. You know, you've probably heard the saying, the only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. And it's so true. Whatever it is that you're looking to achieve, if you can just make it into manageable little chunks and to celebrate as you make every little step forward, you're going to find that you can create momentum really, really quite quickly. Just remember that that mountain out there that seems very, very difficult to climb, it seems almost unattainable, if you just take it to first base, feel good, and then move on, you're going to eventually get there. Remember, motivation is all about what it is that you see in front of you and the compelling reasons to take those action steps and to move forward every single day. This is Zane Truscott. I want to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.